Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. So previous video we have started with embedded system. So we have discussed what is an embedded system and how to build an embedded system. So in today's video we will be discussing in detail regarding the embedded system design as well as its development. So we will be seeing the fundamentals of design as well as various life cycle models. So first one is the fundamentals of design. That is, when we are going to design some product, what are the fundamental criteria or fundamental constraints we have to keep in our mind? So we should have some points which we should have in our mind when we are going for design. So the first thing is customer requirement. That is, we have to understand and find out what our customer wants. Second is customer satisfaction. That is, we have to think of a way to give them what they want, that is to satisfy the customer. Third one is product testing. That is, we have to prove that the product we have done is tested correctly and it is built correctly. We have to test our products to ensure that all the requirements are satisfied. Next is the product worth. That is, we have to build the product to prove that it was not an accidental decision in coming to the design of the product, but it is worth the time as well as money that is spent on it. That is the product worth. Next is solution to customer problems. That is, we have to use the product to solve the customer related problems. That is, our product should be such that it should address any of the concerns of the customers. So these are some of the fundamentals of design. Now moving on to the life cycle models. So there are basically 4 life cycle models. First one is the waterfall model. Second one is called the V-cycle model. Then we have the spiral model, and last is the rapid prototype. First we will start with waterfall model. Okay, this model, it basically is used in manufacturing as well as in construction industry. So we can see such a model or a design in manufacturing as well as construction industries. So it represents a series of steps which will appear in the form of a waterfall. You can see the diagram, it appears in the form of a waterfall. It is a model which is being used in linear process development. Then it is a sequential design process which is often used in software process development, in which we can see the progress as flowing downwards through different phases. So there are various phases in the design. We can visualize it as it is flowing downward. So there are various steps which are to be followed. So the first one is requirement. That is, we have to gather the necessary information which is useful for the project development. The second stage is your design stage, where we construct the design on how to implement that requirement that we got from the first phase. The third part is the coding. That is, we write the actual code to implement the algorithm based on that particular design. Then we go for testing. That is, we test our codes to check that all the validation is perfect. That is, for all possible inputs, the system works correctly. That is, the output is perfect. The last stage is the maintenance, where we ensure that our information is kept up to date. That is, we are maintaining all the data as per the requirements. So basically we can say that there are different stages like requirement, design, coding, testing and maintenance. The second important model is the V model. It graphically represents the system development life cycle. It summarizes basically the main steps to be taken along with what is the corresponding deliverable as per the particular step. So it is in the form of a V, that is why it is called a V model, and it represents the sequence of steps in a project life cycle development. It will show the activities that are to be performed as well as the results that are supposed to be obtained. So we have two sides for the V. There is a left hand side as well as a right hand side. So the left hand side of the V, it represents the decomposition or all the requirements in detail, and the other side will explain or give the particular system specification as per the requirements. Next model is the spiral model. So this model, it is called so because it resembles a spiral structure. So this model, it combines the features of prototyping as well as the waterfall model which we have discussed, and it is mainly applicable in large as well as expensive products. The last type is called the rapid prototyping. Rapid prototyping means it allows the developers to construct some working models of hardware in different stages. So what do you mean by prototype is it will be a replica of the system, that is using that we can understand the system. So it will be useful for both designers as well as the customers. That is, we can develop that working system in the earlier stages so that in the succeeding stages you can analyze and visualize how it will function in the next stages onwards. So from what we understood, we can see that the requirements and specifications are very important in the development of any embedded system. So requirement analysis, it should be the first step that is to be followed in any system design process where a user's requirement should be specified correctly. That is, the significance of this is that whatever be the activities we are performing in the first stage, it has significant impact on the downstream results as we proceed through the system cycle. Suppose that there are some errors developed during the requirement and specification stage. This can affect the design stage also. That is, whatever decisions we make in the initial stages can have a significant impact on the succeeding stages. So when this error is discovered, the engineers will have to revisit the requirement and specification to fix the problem. So this is not only time consuming, but also it can lead to further errors as well. So what we have to understand when we are going for this development stages is we have to analyze the fundamentals and we have to see that all the errors are rectified in the initial stages itself. Otherwise, it can be a lot of tedious work when we put to apply it to different stages in the design, which will affect the entire system. So the stability of the system will be decided by your requirement and specification and how well we have analyzed it. So I hope this video was very informative. For more updates, please do stay tuned to my channel Anju's Learn Point. Thank you.